Hello, welcome to Byte Scholars folks. Today we will install Android Studio in Windows and set up Flutter. So let's get started. We will open any web browser available in the system and search for the term Android Studio. Here we will get the Android developers official web page. Now click on the first link and we will get the download page. On this page, you will get the latest version of Android Studio. At this time, Giraffe is the latest version. Click on the download button, accept terms and conditions and download the Android Studio. Now save the file to the desired location and it will start downloading. The size of the installer is around 1 GB, so make sure you have good internet connection. Our download is about to be completed. It's completed successfully. Now double click and launch the installer. It will take some time. If asked, grant the admin permission. Now our installer is ready. It will guide us in further installation of Android Studio. Now click on next. And we can select here which component to install. Of course, Android Studio is a necessary component, so we will install the Android virtual device here also. It will help us to test our application without the real device. Now click on the next and we will set the location of the installation. Here I am selecting my desired location under the D drive. You can select according to I will create a new folder named Android Studio and set it as an installation directory. Now click on next. This section you can leave it as it is and click on install. It will start installing files. It's done. Now click on next and we are ready for our first launch. So click on finish button and let's launch the Android Studio. It is asking to send data to Google for improvement. Just click on don't send to dismiss that dialog. Now it says missing SDK. SDK is a core libraries that we can use to develop our software around. So we will install that. Now click on next and it is asking for the desired location for the SDK. So I have already set the location. You can set it according to your system. Now click on next. Here we can see basic details like components to be downloaded, size of the SDK and the location of the SDK. Click on next and it will ask to accept a few terms and conditions of SDK components. Click on accept and finish. It will start installing the SDK components. We got an error here. Sometimes it will give an error like this due to poor or slow internet connection. Just keep retrying. Now it says Android SDK is up to date. We can click on finish and here is our Android Studio. The basic interface looks like this. You can start a new project, open an existing one or fetch it from the remote repository like GitHub or GitLab. For the Flutter project, we have to install two essential plugins. So click on the plugins, go to the marketplace tab and here you will find the Flutter plugin. Install it. It might give an error due to internet connection, but keep trying. Upon installation, it will ask to restart the IDE, so click on Restart IDE and confirm the same. Here you can see we have a new option to create a new Flutter project. We will check for another plugin, which is Dart, and it is automatically installed when we added Flutter plugin, so you don't need to install it separately. Now let's create our first Flutter project. Next dialog will ask for the Flutter SDK path. It's already there in my case, but in any case, if it is blank or it is not there, it will show error like the Flutter SDK is not found on that location, or Flutter SDK is missing, like this. So give it a right path and click on next. Here we will set the basic configuration of our app, like we can set project name. Here we will set demo app as our project name, and you can also set a project location where you want to store the project. I'll create the new folder on the desktop. Select it, and next you can find platforms available. Here we have 6 platforms. You can check or uncheck any of them, and you can also enable or disable any of them after creating the project. So don't panic about like you missed any platform. Leave other settings as it is and click on create. Our project is created successfully. Anyways, our project files are created and we can open the main.dart file from the lib folder. Main.dart file is the entry point of our program, which contains the main function. From above drop down, we can select the platform to run the application. Here we will select the web platform and Chrome as a browser. Now let's run the app by clicking on the run button, or play button you can say. It will take few seconds. Our first step is here. Let's test it out, its feature and functionality. It's working fine, the basic counter app. Let's make some changes and look at the hot reload feature. So I will go to the app bar. Sorry, let's change this text. Hit the Ctrl S and you can see it will take effect immediately. That is the cool thing about Flutter. Now let's have a look at our folder structure of the project. Here you can find platform specific configs, like for each platform you will find a specific folder. We have tabs in the below bottom section. In the run tab you can find hot reload, hot restart and Flutter inspector. You can stop the execution of the program from here also. Now let's run our app in virtual device. Open device manager from the top right section of the screen. Click on create device and select the hardware of your choice. We will go with Pixel 4a. The next thing is about selecting the OS version. We will have a few recommendations here. Select any of them and it will start installing that version. It will not ask again to install the same OS again and again once you install that. So during the installation we got error here. To resolve this, click on finish and try again to download the same one. It will start from the point where the error occurred. It may take some time. Here we have downloaded the OS successfully. So click on next. We have few more settings, like here the name of the virtual device, graphics to use, orientation, device frames, RAM, storage and more. For my system I use software graphics and click on finish. Our newly created AVD is listed here. Launch it using the play button. Initially it will take some time. Our Android virtual device is ready to use, and it will imitate the real device. Change the platform from Chrome to Pixel 4a and run our application. It will take some time again initially. It will also download and install few components if missing in your system. Our application is being installed and it is installed successfully. Okay, we are ready to test the feature. Now let's make some changes in the app bar title. The title is passed from the widget above, so let's change it. Let's make it my app. Hit the Ctrl S and you can see the changes immediately. So we have successfully created our apps. Now if you have any questions, share your thoughts in the comments or question in the comments. Thanks for watching. Like the video and subscribe to the channel.